Hi everybody, thanks for joining us for Northern Ag TV. Well, it's equal parts optimism and pessimism when it comes to the ag markets. We'll start with the good news, certainly the cattle futures, as the feeders have been on a tear like nobody's business. You think back to September and this market was pulling lower, but October has been nothing but higher. In just the last week, we've seen feeder cattle futures up $18 to $20. The November contract climbed above $375, just proving that we have no idea where the top is in this market, and these tight supplies look like they're going to stay with us for a while and prices could stay strong. The market looked like it was going to take a breather on Friday before a late session push higher to notch new record highs yet again. Cash-fed cattle kind of struggled to find a direction after 6 weeks of falling lower, but feed yards dug in their heels, were able to reverse that trend. Live trade 230 to 235, dress from 358 to 368. The calf market was just on fire this week. Sharply higher prices and all kinds of demand for the light calves. One 245-pound steer at Billings Live brought $8 a pound. The light four weights $558 to $596. 5 to 5.5 weight steers averaging $486, a top at $513. In Torrington, the headline was the replacement heifers, as we saw some 674-pound heifers sold by the head at $3,000. We are certainly seeing less yearlings coming to town, but prices holding firm. In Dickinson at Stockman's Livestock, 8-weight yearling steers brought $354 to $385, and at Bowman we saw 9-weight heifers from $307 to $317. The weigh-up cow market's been pretty exciting. At Lewistown Livestock, young cows and heiferettes up $50 a hundredweight in the last several weeks, over 2/3 of them selling above $2,800 a head. Those young open cows were sharply higher at pays as well. We saw the 2 to 4-year-old cows anywhere from $168 to $327, the average at $257. Bulk of the slaughter cows $162 to $174. Just under 5,000 head at the Newell sheep yards, with a lamb market that was $20 higher across the board. 80-pound lambs $244 to $256, the 90-pounders from $217 to $226. Now, the grain market is the other side of the coin of the cattle futures. We saw new contract lows reached this week. A lot of frustration from traders with no world supply and demand report due to the government shutdown, so they chose to focus on the bearishness on the last day of September, when USDA said wheat production was higher than expected and both wheat and corn stocks higher than anticipated as well. So the market's kind of stuck in this bearish news that we've been seeing, growing supplies of wheat from major exporting countries, just not a lot of good news to go on. A handful of supportive factors like U.S. wheat still doing well on the export front. Russia saying their farmers will see less wheat in favor of oilseeds, and moisture conditions are pretty good, which bodes well for winter wheat, although it doesn't do much for the price. It was a tough way to close out the week with new contract lows for wheat. That was because of concerns about trade tensions, with China only increasing as they talked about retaliating against the U.S., so weighed pretty heavily on the crop futures. Well, thanks for joining us for our update on the ag markets. I'm Colter Brown, Northern Ag Network.